Ladies and gentlemen, life is a battlefield, and whether you realize it or not, you are in the arena every single day. The words you speak, the thoughts you entertain, the emotions you let rule you, and the way you handle your resources, all of these define your trajectory. If you lose control of your mouth, you destroy relationships. If you lose control of your mind, you become a puppet to chaos. If you lose control of your mood, you let the world dictate your state of being. And if you lose control of your money, you trade your future for fleeting pleasures. Master these four, and you master yourself. Fail to do so, and life will discipline you in ways far harsher than you can imagine. So today, let's talk about control, why it matters, how to cultivate it, and how it transforms not just you, but the world around you. Words are not just sounds. They are tools, weapons, and builders of reality. Every syllable you utter has an impact, shaping the world around you and defining the way people perceive you. When you speak carelessly, you create unnecessary conflict, misunderstandings, and even irreversible damage. But when you speak with intention, with precision, and with control, you craft a path of respect, influence, and wisdom. The ability to control your mouth is not just about speaking less. It is about speaking better. It is about knowing when to be silent, when to listen, and when to articulate your thoughts in a manner that serves you rather than betrays you. Many people believe that freedom of speech means saying whatever comes to mind without consequences, but this is a dangerous illusion. Words have consequences, whether immediate or delayed, subtle or explosive. An ill-timed comment can ruin relationships, cost opportunities, and plant seeds of resentment that may never be uprooted. A harsh criticism, even if truthful, can break someone's spirit if delivered without wisdom. A reckless joke can turn admiration into contempt in an instant. The discipline to control what you say, how you say it, and when you say it is a mark of true intelligence and self-awareness. To master control over your mouth, you must first recognize the power of silence. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. The ability to hold back words in moments of anger, frustration, or impulse is a rare skill that separates the wise from the foolish. Many people destroy their own credibility simply because they cannot endure a moment of silence. They feel the need to fill every gap with words, unaware that restraint often speaks louder than speech. When you control your mouth, you command respect without demanding it. People start to listen when they know that what you say is always measured, thoughtful, and valuable. And emotional reactions are the greatest threat to verbal discipline. In moments of anger, stress, or excitement, words can escape before reason has a chance to intervene. The immediate satisfaction of speaking out in frustration is rarely worth the long-term damage it causes. A single impulsive remark can unravel years of trust. Learning to pause, to breathe, and to evaluate your words before speaking is a discipline that must be cultivated. This is not suppression, it is refinement. It is the art of ensuring that what you say aligns with your goals rather than works against them. Another essential aspect of controlling your mouth is understanding the impact of negativity. Complaining, gossiping, and speaking in a pessimistic tone may seem harmless in the moment, but they gradually erode your character and the perception others have of you. People do not gravitate toward those who constantly dwell on problems without offering solutions. If your words consistently carry an air of defeat, cynicism, or bitterness, you will repel opportunities and relationships that could elevate your life. It is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing to frame reality in a way that fosters growth rather than stagnation. Equally important is the ability to control your speech in moments of success. Many people sabotage their own progress by speaking too soon or too arrogantly about their achievements. When you speak prematurely about your plans, you invite unnecessary scrutiny and expectations that can add pressure and resistance. When you boast excessively about your success, you breed envy and create hidden enemies. There is a fine balance between confidence and arrogance, between sharing and oversharing, and mastering this balance is crucial to maintaining long-term progress. The words you choose to speak not only shape how others see you, but also how you see yourself. Repeated statements become embedded in your subconscious, influencing your beliefs and behaviors. If you frequently speak of limitations, failures, and self-doubt, you reinforce those narratives within yourself. If you speak with intention, affirming discipline, strength, and resilience, you gradually mold your identity in alignment with those qualities. This is why it is essential to be mindful not just of how you speak to others, but how you speak to yourself. Active listening is another overlooked component of verbal discipline. Many people listen with the intent to respond rather than to understand. They are merely waiting for their turn to speak rather than absorbing the full meaning of what is being said. True listening is a sign of control over the mouth because it prioritizes comprehension over reaction. It allows you to respond more effectively, to connect more deeply, and to avoid unnecessary conflicts born from misinterpretation. Mastering control over your mouth is not about silence. It is about precision. It is about understanding that every word carries weight and that using them carelessly is like wielding a weapon without training. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a commitment to long-term thinking over short-term impulses. It is a discipline that, once developed, becomes one of the most powerful assets in navigating relationships, opportunities, and personal growth. Mind is the command center of your life. Every action you take, every habit you build, and every decision you make stems from the thoughts you allow to dominate your consciousness. If your mind is weak, undisciplined, or easily swayed by distractions, you will find yourself at the mercy of external forces, reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. If you learn to control your mind, you gain the ability to dictate your own destiny, filtering out the noise and focusing on what truly matters. The battle for success, peace, and personal growth is won or lost in the mind long before it manifests in reality. One of the greatest threats to mental control is the unchecked stream of thoughts that flood your consciousness daily. The human mind is naturally restless, constantly jumping from one idea to another, often gravitating toward negativity, worry, and self-doubt. If left unregulated, these thoughts can create an internal environment of chaos, where fear overshadows ambition, hesitation replaces action. Learning to control your mind means taking responsibility for what you allow to occupy your mental space. It is about filtering out thoughts that do not serve you and replacing them with those that empower you. Discipline of the mind begins with awareness. Most people go through life unaware of their own mental patterns, reacting instinctively rather than consciously choosing their thoughts. The first step to mental control is observation. Paying attention to what you think about on a daily basis. Are your thoughts focused on solutions, progress, and growth, or are they consumed by doubt, regret, and distraction? The moment you become aware of your thought patterns, you gain the ability to redirect them. It is not about suppressing thoughts, but about guiding them in a way that aligns with your goals. A crucial aspect of mastering your mind is the ability to focus. In a world filled with distractions where social media, entertainment, and endless information compete for your attention, the ability to concentrate is becoming a rare skill. Many people struggle to achieve their goals not because they lack intelligence or resources, but because they cannot sustain deep focus on a single task long enough to see meaningful results. The discipline to control your mind requires training yourself to eliminate distractions, to immerse yourself fully in the present moment, and to resist the urge to constantly seek stimulation. Your emotions are closely linked to your thoughts, and uncontrolled thoughts lead to uncontrolled emotions. When your mind is undisciplined, it amplifies fear, anxiety, and frustration, making it difficult to maintain clarity and composure. A single negative thought, if entertained long enough, can spiral into an emotional storm that disrupts your entire day. But when you gain control over your mind, you gain control over your emotions as well. You become capable of stepping back from impulsive reactions, analyzing situations objectively, and responding with reason rather than emotion. Mental control also involves mastering the inner dialogue you have with yourself. The way you speak to yourself internally shapes your confidence, motivation, and self-image. If your mind is filled with thoughts of self-doubt, limitation, and failure, those thoughts will manifest in your actions and ultimately in your results. But if you take control of your internal narrative, replacing self-defeating thoughts with empowering ones, you begin to reshape your reality. The words you tell yourself matter just as much as the words you speak to others. Controlling your mind means taking charge of your self-talk and ensuring that it aligns with the person you want to become. Another essential aspect of mental discipline is the ability to manage stress and adversity. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. An uncontrolled mind panics in the face of adversity, overwhelmed by fear and uncertainty. But a disciplined mind remains steady, capable of assessing problems logically and finding solutions. Developing mental resilience requires training yourself to stay calm under pressure, to embrace difficulties as opportunities for growth, and to refuse to let external circumstances dictate your inner state. The environment you expose your mind to also plays a significant role in shaping your thoughts. The information you consume, the people you surround yourself with, and the conversations you engage in all influence the quality of your thinking. If you constantly feed your mind with negativity, gossip, and distractions, you cannot expect to maintain a disciplined and focused mindset. Controlling your mind means being intentional about what you allow to enter it. It means choosing to surround yourself with knowledge, inspiration, and people who challenge you to think at a higher level. Developing control over your mind requires daily practice. It is not a switch that can be flipped overnight, but a skill that must be cultivated through consistent effort. Meditation, journaling, and reflection are powerful tools that help strengthen mental discipline. Training yourself to think critically, to question assumptions, and to challenge your own limiting beliefs allows you to expand your mental capabilities. The more you practice controlling your thoughts, the stronger your mind becomes, and the more power you gain over your own life. Your mood is the filter through which you experience life. It affects how you perceive challenges, how you interact with others, and how you make decisions. If you allow your mood to be dictated by circumstances, you relinquish control over your life to external forces. A disciplined mood is not about suppressing emotions, but about mastering them, understanding them, regulating them, and ensuring that they serve you rather than sabotage you. The ability to maintain emotional stability, regardless of the situation, is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Emotions are powerful, but they are also temporary. What feels overwhelming in one moment may seem insignificant later. The problem is that many people make lasting decisions based on fleeting emotions. A moment of frustration can lead to words spoken in anger that permanently damage a relationship. A wave of excitement can result in reckless commitments that later become burdens. An instant of doubt can cause someone to abandon an opportunity that could have changed their life. The key to controlling your mood is learning to separate emotions from actions. Feeling something does not mean you have to act on it immediately. The ability to pause, reflect, and respond rather than react is a sign of true emotional intelligence. Your mood is influenced by many factors, some within your control and some outside of it. Lack of sleep, poor diet, stress, and negative environments can all contribute to unstable moods. Many people underestimate the connection between physical health and emotional stability. A body that is exhausted, malnourished, or overstimulated will struggle to maintain a balanced mood. Taking care of your physical well-being, getting enough rest, eating nutritious food, and engaging in regular exercise creates a foundation for emotional control. When your body is in a state of balance, your mind and emotions follow. The thoughts you entertain also play a significant role in shaping your mood. If you allow your mind to dwell on problems, failures, or anxieties, your mood will reflect those thoughts. The habit of constantly replaying negative scenarios, imagining worst-case outcomes, or fixating on what went wrong creates an internal environment of stress and frustration. Controlling your mood starts with controlling your focus. Training yourself to shift your attention from problems to solutions, from what is lacking to what is present, and from fear to confidence can transform the way you experience emotions. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your mood. Energy is contagious, and if you spend time with individuals who are constantly negative, complaining, or emotionally unstable, their moods will inevitably influence yours. Many people find themselves in cycles of frustration or sadness simply because they have absorbed the emotional states of those around them. Being selective about the company you keep is a crucial part of mastering your mood. Surrounding yourself with people who are calm, positive, and solution-oriented helps you maintain emotional stability, even in difficult situations. Another important factor in mood control is the ability to detach from immediate gratification. Many emotional swings come from seeking instant comfort, validation, or pleasure. When something does not go as expected, the mind craves an immediate fix, a distraction, a dopamine hit, or an emotional outlet. This can lead to impulsive behaviors, from overeating to overspending to unnecessary arguments. Learning to endure temporary discomfort without rushing to escape it builds emotional resilience. The ability to sit with an emotion, acknowledge it without letting it control you, and move forward with clarity is a powerful skill. Managing expectations is another essential component of mood control. Many emotional fluctuations come from the gap between expectation and reality. When reality does not align with what you hoped for, disappointment sets in. The problem is that many expectations are unrealistic, based on ideals rather than practical possibilities. When you expect perfection from people, situations, or even yourself, you set yourself up for frustration. Cultivating a mindset that embraces adaptability and flexibility allows you to navigate life with greater emotional stability. Recognizing that setbacks, delays, and imperfections are a natural part of life prevents unnecessary mood swings caused by unmet expectations. Routines and habits also influence emotional regulation. People who live reactively, constantly responding to whatever happens in the moment, often experience unpredictable moods. Having structured routines, whether it is a morning ritual, a practice of journaling, or regular moments of reflection, creates emotional anchors. These habits provide stability, ensuring that your mood is not entirely dictated by external events. The more intentional you are about structuring your day, the more control you have over your emotional state. Self-awareness is at the core of mood mastery. Many people do not recognize the patterns behind their emotions. They feel irritated, anxious, or drained without understanding why. Taking the time to reflect on what triggers certain moods, what environments influence emotions, and what thoughts contribute to emotional instability is the first step toward control. The more you understand yourself, the more power you have to regulate your mood. Money is one of the most powerful forces in life. It determines the quality of opportunities you have, the level of freedom you experience, and the security you can provide for yourself and those you care about. Yet despite its importance, many people fail to control their money and instead allow it to control them. Financial discipline is not just about how much you earn. It is about how you manage, invest, and protect what you have. Without control over your money, even the highest income will slip through your fingers, leaving you in a constant state of financial stress and uncertainty. One of the greatest mistakes people make with money is treating it emotionally rather than strategically. Many financial decisions are made based on impulse, desire, or social pressure rather than logic. People spend money to feel good, to impress others, or to escape discomfort, often without considering the long-term consequences. This leads to cycles of reckless spending, unnecessary debt, and financial instability. The ability to control your money requires mastering your emotions around it, learning to delay gratification, resist impulsive purchases, and make financial choices based on reason rather than feeling. A fundamental principle of financial control is living below your means. Many people struggle financially, not because they do not earn enough, but because they spend too much. The habit of constantly upgrading lifestyles, buying things out of want rather than need, and measuring success by material possessions leads to financial insecurity. Living below your means does not mean depriving yourself. It means making conscious decisions about where your money goes. It means prioritizing long-term stability over short-term indulgence and understanding that wealth is built through discipline, not extravagance. Budgeting is an essential tool for controlling money. A lack of financial awareness leads to mindless spending, where money disappears without a clear understanding of where it went. A budget is not a restriction. It is a plan. It allows you to take control of your finances by allocating your income in a way that aligns with your goals. Without a budget, money is spent reactively rather than intentionally. Tracking expenses, setting financial goals, and having a structured approach to spending ensures that money is working for you rather than against you. Debt is one of the greatest threats to financial control. Many people find themselves trapped in cycles of borrowing, using credit to finance lifestyles they cannot afford. The convenience of debt creates the illusion of financial freedom, but in reality, it is a chain that limits choices and adds unnecessary stress. Avoiding unnecessary debt and focusing on paying off existing obligations is crucial to gaining financial stability. The goal is not just to earn more, but to keep more of what is earned by eliminating financial liabilities that drain resources. Investing is a key component of financial discipline. Money that is not put to work loses value over time due to inflation and missed opportunities. Keeping all savings in a low-interest account or spending everything without thinking about the future leads to financial stagnation. Learning how to invest, whether in stocks, real estate, businesses, or other assets, is essential for building long-term wealth. The mindset should shift from merely earning money to making money grow. Wealth is not just about income, it is about multiplication. Those who understand this principle take control of their financial future rather than being dependent on a single source of income. Another crucial aspect of financial control is preparing for uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and emergencies can arise at any time. Thus, many people face financial ruin not because they lack income, but because they lack preparation. Having an emergency fund, insurance, and financial backup plans ensures that unexpected events do not lead to financial disaster. Being proactive rather than reactive with money creates stability and peace of mind. It allows for confidence in financial decisions, knowing that there is a cushion in place for unexpected situations. The people you take financial advice from matter. Many people make poor money decisions because they follow the wrong influences, friends, family members, or social trends that do not align with financial wisdom. Seeking knowledge from those who have mastered financial discipline, reading books and learning from successful investors or entrepreneurs helps develop a mindset of financial intelligence. Controlling money requires education, continuous learning, and a willingness to apply principles that lead to long-term financial security. Financial discipline is a habit, not a one-time action. Small daily decisions, whether to save or spend, invest or waste, plan or ignore, determine financial outcomes. Consistency is more important than perfection. Those who develop the discipline to manage money wisely gain the freedom to make choices based on their goals rather than their financial limitations. Self-discipline is the foundation upon which all personal and professional success is built. Without it, talent remains undeveloped, potential goes unrealized, and ambitions become nothing more than wishful thinking. The ability to control yourself, your habits, impulses, and desires is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck in cycles of inconsistency and regret. Mastering self-discipline means taking responsibility for your actions, refusing to be ruled by short-term pleasure, and committing to long-term progress even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. One of the greatest challenges to self-discipline is the human tendency toward instant gratification. The mind naturally seeks pleasure and avoids discomfort, often at the cost of future success. Many people fail to reach their goals not because they lack intelligence or ability, but because they give in to distractions, procrastination, and temptations that offer immediate comfort. Whether it is delaying work, indulging in unhealthy habits, or abandoning commitments when they become challenging, the inability to delay gratification leads to failure. Developing self-discipline requires learning to resist the urge for immediate rewards and instead focus on the bigger picture. Consistency is a critical aspect of discipline. Many people start with enthusiasm but lack the perseverance to see things through. Motivation fluctuates. It is unreliable, temporary, and often fades when difficulties arise. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you moving forward even when motivation is absent. It is about developing habits and routines that remove the need for constant decision-making, ensuring that progress continues regardless of how you feel in the moment. So, discipline is not about doing things only when you feel like it. It is about doing them because they need to be done. Time management is closely linked to self-discipline. The way you spend your time determines the quality of your life. Many people waste hours each day on distractions, scrolling through social media, engaging in unproductive conversations, or indulging in mindless entertainment. Then they wonder why they are not making progress toward their goals. Time is the most valuable resource, and those who fail to control it are left behind. The disciplined individual prioritizes tasks, eliminates unnecessary distractions, and dedicates time to what truly matters. Controlling your time is controlling your destiny. Emotional discipline is another crucial component of self-mastery. Many people allow their emotions to dictate their actions, making impulsive decisions based on temporary feelings. Anger leads to regrettable words. Frustration results in quitting, and fear prevents action. Mastering self-discipline requires learning to detach emotions from decision-making. It means recognizing that feelings are temporary and should not determine long-term choices. The ability to stay composed under pressure, to make logical decisions despite emotional turbulence, and to push forward despite discomfort is what defines those who succeed. Discipline in small areas of life strengthens control in larger areas. The way you do one thing is often the way you do everything. Small habits, waking up on time, maintaining order in your environment, following through on commitments, build the foundation for greater discipline, better discipline. Those who struggle with self-control in minor matters often find it difficult to maintain discipline in major aspects of life. Training yourself to follow a structured routine, to maintain high standards in even the smallest tasks, and to eliminate excuses cultivates a mindset of discipline that extends into every area of life. One of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it is restrictive or limiting. Many people avoid discipline because they associate it with deprivation, strict rules, and a lack of freedom. In reality, the opposite is true. Discipline creates freedom. When you are in control of your actions, habits, and decisions, you are no longer at the mercy of impulses, external influences, or circumstances. A disciplined person has the ability to choose their future rather than being controlled by weaknesses or distractions. True freedom is not the absence of structure. It is the presence of control over one's own life. The path to self-discipline is not easy, but it is simple. It requires making daily choices that align with your goals, eliminating excuses, and committing to long-term improvement. It is built through repetition, resilience, and an unshakable mindset that refuses to be controlled by comfort. Those who master self-discipline unlock a level of potential that others never reach. Accountability is the foundation of personal growth and success. It is the ability to take full responsibility for your actions, decisions, and outcomes without shifting blame to external factors. People who lack accountability often find themselves stuck in cycles of failure and frustration, always looking for excuses rather than solutions. They blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck, failing to recognize that their life is a direct result of their own choices. True accountability means owning both successes and failures, learning from mistakes, and continuously improving rather than making excuses. One of the biggest challenges to accountability is the natural tendency to avoid discomfort. Admitting faults, recognizing areas that need improvement, and accepting responsibility for poor decisions can be uncomfortable. Many people find it easier to rationalize their mistakes or shift responsibility rather than face the truth. However, growth only happens when there is honesty. The moment you stop blaming others and start evaluating your own role in every situation, you gain the power to change your life. Excuses keep people stuck while accountability creates progress. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in accountability. Many people are unaware of their own patterns of behavior, reacting impulsively without understanding the consequences of their actions. Without self-awareness, it is easy to fall into the habit of making excuses rather than taking ownership. Developing accountability requires reflecting on past actions, identifying mistakes, and recognizing the patterns that lead to negative outcomes. It is about asking hard questions. What could I have done differently? How did my actions contribute to this result? What can I learn from this experience? The more you analyze your own behavior, the more control you gain over your future. Discipline and accountability go hand in hand. A person who lacks discipline will struggle to hold themselves accountable because they are constantly making excuses for why they did not follow through on commitments. Accountability requires setting clear goals, creating plans, and ensuring that actions align with intentions. It is easy to set goals, but without accountability, those goals remain unfulfilled promises. Holding yourself to high standards, tracking progress, and evaluating results are necessary for achieving any meaningful success. Another important aspect of accountability is the ability to accept constructive criticism. Many people become defensive when faced with feedback, seeing it as a personal attack rather than an opportunity for growth. Those who embrace accountability view criticism as a tool for improvement rather than a threat to their ego. They seek feedback, listen with an open mind, and use it to make necessary adjustments. Growth requires humility, the ability to recognize flaws, accept guidance, and make changes where needed. Those who resist feedback limit their own potential, while those who welcome it accelerate their progress. Accountability also extends to how you handle commitments and obligations. Many people make promises they do not keep, whether to themselves or others. They set goals but do not follow through, start projects but do not finish, or commit to responsibilities only to abandon them when it becomes inconvenient. This lack of follow-through creates a cycle of broken trust, both in personal relationships and in self-confidence. When you consistently fail to keep commitments, you lose trust in your own ability to succeed. Accountability means doing what you say you will do, regardless of circumstances. It means following through even when it is difficult, inconvenient, or no longer exciting. The people you surround yourself with influence your level of accountability. Being around individuals who make excuses, avoid responsibility, and accept mediocrity makes it easier to adopt the same mindset. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with disciplined, goal-oriented people who hold themselves accountable naturally raises your own standards. Accountability partners, mentors, and communities that encourage personal responsibility can serve as a powerful support system in maintaining discipline and focus. The more you engage with people who push you to be better, the more likely you are to hold yourself to higher standards. Holding yourself accountable also means taking ownership of your time. Many people waste hours on distractions, unproductive habits, and activities that do not contribute to their goals. They complain about not having enough time while failing to manage the time they do have effectively. Accountability means recognizing that time is a resource that must be used wisely. It involves prioritizing tasks, eliminating time-wasting habits, and ensuring that daily actions align with long-term objectives. Success is not about having more time. It is about making better use of the time available. At its core, accountability is about personal power. It is the recognition that your life is in your hands and no one else is responsible for your success or failure. The moment you take full ownership of your actions, decisions, and results, you gain the ability to shape your own future. Accountability is not about perfection. It is about continuous improvement, learning from mistakes, and making conscious choices that lead to progress. Those who embrace it take control of their lives, while those who avoid it remain trapped in cycles of excuses and stagnation.